Imagine this. You're in bed. You're tired. You want to sleep, but you can't. Before you sleep, there's some things you have to do. You go downstairs to check if the front door is locked. You check under your bed twice to make sure if there's anyone there, or to make sure there's no one there. You open up the closets to make sure if it's empty. You repeat these actions again. It sounds crazy, right? Or how about you say a minor joke to your friend at school, but when you get home, you start to worry that it might have actually offended that friend. You think and worry about this for hours. You can't think of anything else. It sounds pretty funny, right? Like, who in the world would worry like this? Me. At least that was me a few years ago, though. I was a worrier, and still am to a lighter degree. In fact, I'm worried right now about this speech. But anyways, everyone worries. According to the World Health Organization, roughly 1 in 4 people are diagnosed with worries sometime in their lifetime. So that can mean 25 people in this room right now are serious worriers. So today, I would like to introduce a few ideas and strategies on how to deal with worries. You see, at first, I thought I was the only one on this planet that worried like the way I did. But as I said, everyone worries. But there's a difference from worrying about, oh no, did I forget my homework today? And worries that don't let you do anything. The problem is that not many people can recognize the difference between the two, minor worries and overwhelming ones. The difference is that big worries don't only affect you mentally, but also affect you physically. For example, some people vomit and feel extremely sick, while others can't sleep, cry a lot, or become super silent all of a sudden. But then why is it that many people worry? One reason is because people are really scared of something. For example, the dark, dogs, injections. These are called phobias. I remember what my claustrophobic granddad told me 3 years ago before he passed away, that he's scared to die because he'd been stuck in a narrow coffin. This is an example of phobias. Another reason people may worry is called separation anxiety. Some people are constantly worried about something bad happening to their parents. And then there are people that worry and think about the same things over and over again, such as, did I lock the door this morning, or is there someone under my bed? These are called obsessive-compulsive disorders. So then, these are just examples of some reasons why people may worry, and while there are others. Everyone's different, and everyone's severity of, and every worry and every severity of these worries are different as well. But don't worry, because here are some strategies on how to deal with it. One really good strategy is to talk to someone. You can think as much as you want in your brain about your worries, but if you talk to someone, it can solve the problem. But then, if you constantly talk to someone, they might get sick of your worries and go nuts and never listen to you anymore. So then creating a method called worry time is another effective method. Worry time is 10 to 15 minutes in a day, where you can talk about all your worries to a trustworthy person, such as an adult or a close friend. But outside worry time, you are not allowed to talk about your worries whatsoever. And this rule does seem very restricting, but believe it or not, your mind learns to put your worries aside. And once you put your worries aside, you start to realize that your worries aren't important after all. Another way to deal with worries is to write it on paper. Writing is just as good as talking to someone. You can smash all your thoughts onto paper, and it makes you realize that worries aren't important. And now, thirdly, you should imagine yourself kicking out your worries out of your brain. The way you imagine it can depend on the person. The way I did was to literally imagine a soccer boot kicking out the worries from my brain. Or you can just do something to distract your brain from worrying, such as exercising, playing a sport, reading a book, whatever you enjoy to do. And now, last but not least, imagine your worries as a singular character. Draw it up in your brain and give it a name. such as Mrs. Stress Too Much or Mr. Worry Pants. This drawing was actually drawn by my brother when he was a young kid, maybe 5 years old. And you know what? He's a worry himself. But anyways, my names aren't the best. So you need to think of your very own ones that are way better than mine. And once you've thought of your worries as a singular character, then it's easier for you to relate to. So now, imagine this. You're back in bed. And the worries start to come to your brain again. Is there someone under my bed, above my bed, next to my pillow, above my pillow, outside the window, outside the door, in the closet? You get the message. And once you worry again like this, just use the techniques I shared with you today. And before I end this speech, I would just like to say one last thing. Worries are just like plants. If you water a plant, it will grow bigger and bigger. If you give more thought into your worries, it will grow bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger in your head. If you stop watering a plant, it will die out. Same with worries. Thank you.